AITA for leaving a family gathering because my family made me sit at the kid table? For context, I haven't seen my full family together in quite some time. So they set up a get-together at a park today. The family gathering includes me, 22 meters, my brother, 21, my sister, 25, her husband, 29, and their 2 kids, my dad, stepmom and her kids, 6 and 9, aunt, uncle, my 2 cousins, 15 and 20, grandma, and grandpa. I get there with some picnic items. I brought a quiche and the cups, and see a few members setting up. I say hi and help set up the tables and set the food out. We talk and play games while the others show up. When everyone gets there, we sit down to eat. I sit next to my dad and get a weird look from my aunt as she says to me, "This is the adults' table." To which I reply, "I am an adult." She tells me that the first and second generations are considered adult and the third and fourth generations should sit at the kids' table since we don't have much to contribute to adult conversations. I tell her that I can drink, that I drove here, that I pay rent and have a job. So how am I still considered a child? She says that until I have kids of my own I'll have to sit at the kids' table. According to my aunt, there are 8 children, ages 6 to 22, and 8 adults, ages 25 to 75. So I should just sit at the kids' table since it'll be even. But there is plenty of space at the adult table and I don't want to be stuck with 5 literal children. She still disagrees and at this point my uncle and grandparents back her up. So I say fuck it. Take my quiche back. Tell them to have a nice day. And drive away. I get a few texts telling me to come back by my dad and grandparents. I ask if Aunt is going to apologize and they ask for what. That was enough for me to disregard their other messages and calls until I got home. Where I am now. I feel shitty that I may have possibly ruined a nice family gathering. But feel my family doesn't respect me at all. Enough to say that I am still a child and apparently have the same mentality as 6-year-olds. AITA? Edit. This really blew up. Thanks for the awards and all the positive comments. And no, this doesn't mean that these bridges are burned. Family is family. But I'll make my own private table with blackjack and hookers next time. With VIP access. Last thing I want to say is that you just lost the game. NTA, I love you. Took your quiche with you too. NTA, don't act dumb and then get mad when people find out. EU though. Your aunt is totally an asshole. They probably want you at the kids' table to play babysitter. I would have left too tbh. Info. So were your sister and her husband allowed to sit at the adult table? NTA. And your aunt owes you an apology. She seems to think that people aren't adults until they, what? Get married and have kids? As an unmarried, childless person in my late 40s, I find that exceptionally and genuinely amusing. And even sort of appreciate that she apparently thinks I'm a kid. But also, she's objectively completely wrong. You are an adult not only legally, but by any reasonable standard. Except maybe that your prefrontal cortex still has a little growing to do. But that's whether you're married and have kids or not. So still defeats her argument. You are NTA. But your aunt is petty and your uncle and grandparents aren't any better. I'm sure they would have been furious if someone had treated them that way at 22. NTA. She says that until I have kids of my own I'll have to sit at the kids' table. I can't have children, so would I never be regarded as an adult? I'm old enough to both drive a car and then get arrested for it because I can't drive. NTA. You were just saving the seat at the kids' table for your aunt since that's where she seems to belong. NTA. Aunt is an asshole for drawing that kind of line for no purpose. I would have no issue sitting at kids' table 29 meters with no children. Because I love my nieces and nephew and don't see them enough, but you're absolutely in the right to be offended by your aunt remark. Forcing that line is just plain asshole behavior. Anyone pushing arbitrary rule is in my book an asshole. Let people live and stop trying to control people's life. NTA. I wonder how she'd feel about a 12 or 13-year-old who had their own child coming. What then, auntie? Those aren't even antiquated rules. Just dumb arbitrary jerk ones. NTA. You need to respect yourself, even if your family doesn't. NTA. Children cannot go to the store and cook a quiche. Sounds like your aunt doesn't have much to contribute to the adult conversation either. 22 is not a child, and saying someone that age has nothing to contribute to a conversation is just rude. NTA. And good for you for standing up for yourself. What are they talking about that's so important that you won't be able to chime in? NTA. They wanted you to play babysitter. NTA. You have nothing to contribute? Sounds like your aunt may have been on a power trip. Info. Your dad didn't stick up for you? Did none of the others your age show discontent with the seating arrangement? NTA. Tell your aunt she can sit with the kids since she is acting so much like a child. NTA. I was at the kids' table until I was 32 and had my own kids. In spite of being married at 22. Husband was at the same table. Loved the kids. Hated the table and the idea that you're not an adult until you procreate. Wish I'd walked out too. NTA. Though I'm not sure why you'd even want to sit at a table with a bunch of assholes who think you have nothing to contribute to a conversation unless you have kids. NTA. Wow, your aunt thinks that having children makes you an adult? Then what about those people who cannot have children? Some of whom are way older than your aunt. Yeah, keep low contact with all of them except your dad. And no, you did not spoil anything. Those bratty adults did. NTA. Not even a little. That's some bullshit right there. NTA. Massive assholery from your aunt. Disgraceful of your extended family to back it up. Oddly fitting that the child of the gathering was taking his quiche and going home. Stand firm. She does owe you an apology. If you give in now, then she may treat you as a child forever. Sometimes the subtext is all about the other adult's insecurity about growing older.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.